Hello everyone, welcome to Marisa Music Studio. I'm Marisa. Today we'll be learning probably Beethoven's most popular, well-loved piece on the piano. Moonlight Sonata is only the first of a three-movement piece, and today we'll be covering the first page, or about the first 15 measures of this piece, to get you off to a solid start. Beethoven didn't name this piece Moonlight Sonata. He entitled it Sonata quasi una fantasia, which means sonata in the style of a fantasy. He wrote it for an Italian countess who was his student at the time and with whom he was madly in love. A poet attended a performance and later published a review saying that the first movement reminded him of moonlight on Lake Lucerne. Ever since, the name Moonlight Sonata stuck. As usual, we'll begin our journey by analyzing the music, learning hands separately, and then putting it all together. Let's get started. Before I go over each hand separately, I'll first play it for you. Before we go to the piano, let's briefly look at the sheet music. We will start with our key signature, which is to the right of the treble and bass clefs. It is these four sharps. We have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. And overall, we are in the key of C sharp minor. So that means that we must remember to play F sharps, C sharps, G sharps, and D sharps along the way. The only time we make an exception is when we see the natural symbol, such as here, which means cancel the sharp, and in this case, play just D natural. Then we can go to the time signature. So here's the key signature and then the time signature. C stands for common time, or 4/4, meaning that there are 4 beats in every measure. In the right hand, we have a driving triplet rhythm. A triplet is 3 notes that together equal 1 beat. So this group of 3 is beat 1, this group beat 2, this group beat 3, and this group beat 4. And again, that makes up that driving, moving quality of this piece. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And the left hand, as you see, is made up mostly of octaves. An octave is 2 notes that are an eighth apart. And it involves the same tone, just moved up or down on the register. So here we have a C sharp on top, and here we have a C sharp below it. So here's our C sharp octave, and then moving into a B octave. We occasionally have exceptions where we include an extra tone, such as here, to make up a 3-note chord. And then occasionally too, there will just be a single harmonic note, but mostly we have octaves. All right, let's move on to the piano. Now for right hand notes. Here is middle C. We will begin on the G below and move it up a half step to G sharp. That's our starting tone. The first three notes we will be playing are G sharp, C sharp, E. That will repeat that pattern 8 times, or 4 beats for 2 measures. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Next measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then our next arpeggio or broken chord is A, C sharp, E. Again, A, C sharp, E. Then A, D natural, F sharp. Repeat. Then G sharp, B sharp, which on the piano is the same as C natural. And then F sharp above. Again, G sharp, then C sharp, then E, then G sharp, C sharp, D sharp, then F sharp, B sharp again, or C on the piano, D sharp, down to E, G sharp, C sharp, then G sharp, C sharp, E. Repeat that, G sharp, C sharp, E. Then we have an octave. So we have 2 G sharps played at the same time. Hold the top one as you then play C sharp, E. Then you repeat the top G sharp and play the octave again. Keep holding the top note as you continue. D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, D sharp, F sharp. Repeat again. Here's our octave, G sharps together, then D sharp, F sharp. Repeat the top one and then play it again. Then we have C sharp, E, G sharp, C sharp, E. Then A octave, C sharp, F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp. Then G sharps again, B, E, G sharp, B, E. Then you're going to play F sharp and A at the same time. I'll go over the fingering later. Then you keep holding F sharp as you then play B, D sharp. Then you have a ninth one higher than an octave. Stretch that hand. You're going to play A with B on top, and then B on bottom, D sharp. Then you play E and G sharp at the same time. B, E, G sharp, B, E. Repeat. And repeat once more. Then lower that G sharp to G natural. Then B, E. Repeat. G, B, E again. Then G natural octave. B, E. Play the high one again, and then the octave. B, F natural. G, B, F. G octave again. High G, G octave again. C natural, E, G, B, E. Then G, C sharp, E. Then you have an F sharp octave, C sharp, E. Then you play that F sharp octave again, B, D natural, F sharp, B, D. Then G naturals, B, C sharp, then E octave, B, C sharp, then F sharp octave, B, D, F sharp, B, D. Then F sharp octave again, A sharp, C sharp. And then we're going to finish on measure 15 with a single B note. Now for right hand fingering. For the first arpeggio, or broken chord, which will be G sharp, C sharp, E, all together, we're going to play it with 1, 3, 5. And that repeats, as you know, for the first two measures. So 1, 3, 5. Measure 2. Then for the next chord, where we have A, C sharp, E, 1, 3, 5 again. So together, repeat that chord again. Then we have 1, 3, 5 again as we play A, D, F sharp. Repeat that. Then we have a slight change here. Our thumb goes down to G sharp, finger 2 on B sharp, and then finger 5 on F sharp. So again, that was 1, 2, 5. Then we have 1, 3, 5. And then you're going to go 2, 4, 5. Then 1, 3, 5. Down to E with 1, 2, 4. Then 1, 3, 5. Then 1, 2, 4. And then octave will be 1 and 5. Hold the 5 down. 2, 3. Repeat 5. Octave again. 1 and 5. 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Repeat. 1 and 5 again. Repeat the 5. 1 and 5 again. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Move the octave to A's. 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Back down to G sharps. 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Here's the fancy finger work. On this interval of a sixth, play 5 on the top note, F sharp, 1 on low A. And as you're holding that F sharp down, you're going to do a switch without hearing the tone again. Keep holding it down. So I switch from finger 5 to finger 3. Then as my third finger is holding it down, my thumb lifts up and plays B. Then my 2 plays D sharp. So I'll do that one more time. Finger 5 and 1. Then hold down F sharp and switch to finger 3. Then lift up my thumb to the next note, B. Then finger 2 on D sharp. Then I stretch for that ninth, 1 and 5. Lift up my thumb again to B. Then finger 3 on D sharp. Then 1 and 4 on low G sharp, high E. And then you have 2, 4, 1, 2, switch to 5. 1, 2, 5. Again. Then lower your thumb to G natural. Same fingering. 1, 2, 5. Again. Then finger 4 on E to position yourself for the octave next. 1 and 5. 2, 4. Repeat 5. 1 and 5 again. 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. Octave. Repeat the 5. Octave again. Then you have 2, 4. Then 1. Bring the 2 down to B. 2, 4. Then 1. Raise it to C sharp. 2, 4. Then F sharp octave. 2, 4. Octave again. Then 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. G octave. 2, 3. Down to E. 2, 3. Then you have F sharps. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. F sharps. 2 on A sharp. 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish on finger 2 on B. Let's take a look at the left hand next. Left hand is much simpler. We have mostly octaves. Again, that means the 2 notes are 8 tones apart. And because it's the notes are simpler, we'll go over fingering and notes at the same time. So left hand, so here is middle C. Go down an octave to this bass C, and then reach down for the next lowest C. Then raise each of those tones up a half step to C sharps. And that's where we begin. So here's my first octave. And on these octaves, we will default to fingers 1 on top and 5 on bottom. So we will hold this for 4 beats for the first full measure. Then we move down to B octave. Next will be A. Then down to F sharps. Up to G sharps. Repeat that octave. Then back up to my starting C sharps, but this time I will put G sharp in between them. So fingers 1, 2, 5. My next chord will also have 3 notes. I'll have G sharp again in the middle, but I'm going to lower my outer tones down a half step to B sharps, which on the piano looks the same as C naturals. So all 3 together. And then next we will have just an octave, C sharp, down to F sharps, up to B naturals, repeat that, up to E's, repeat those, down to D naturals, and then we will have C natural, B, A sharps, and I'm just going to ask you to play a 4 on bottom. If that's too hard, you can do 5, no problem. But hopefully you can do a 4 on bottom and then bring it up to B's. And then you have single E with finger 3, single G natural with finger 2, and then F sharp with finger 3. Then you will play that same F sharp with finger 1 and then play the octave below with finger 5. And we will finish this section moving up to B octave. So for the counting and the rhythm, I will play both hands at the same time as we discuss the counting. So again, we have triplets in the right hand. So a triplet is 3 notes that all together equal 1 beat. So we have 1, then beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. So one group of 3 notes equals 1 beat in the right hand. So left hand will come in on beat 1 for the first measure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Next measure, move down in left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we've gone over the note names, fingering, and counting, we can put it all together and add the finishing touches. So Beethoven instructed that we play this adagio sostenuto. Adagio means slowly, sostenuto means sustained. He said, sempre pianissimo, always play it quietly and softly. And ideally, we use the pedal throughout the piece. Well done, and thank you for attending. I hope you appreciate the time and effort you have put into learning piano. Remember to be patient with yourself along the way, and most importantly, to have fun. If you enjoyed and benefited from today's lesson, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Happy practicing, and see you at the next lesson.